The Canadiens are out of control right now. What they did to Utah last night looked unreal. From the first puck drop, Montreal took over the ice and never looked back. 6 goals, nonstop pressure, and a crowd that couldn't believe what they were seeing. The Utah Mammoth had no answer, and things only got crazier as the game went on.
Now Dobson will grab it. Dobson to Caufield. Caufield scores!
The Montreal Canadiens played at home last night. They went up against the Utah Mammoth. The game started fast. Utah scored first. It looked like the Mammoth were going to take the lead early, but that didn't last long. Soon, Montreal hit back. In the second period, things changed. Caufield scored. Then the Canadiens got better. Utah started making mistakes, and Montreal didn't miss a chance. By the end, the Canadiens had scored 6 goals. The Mammoth only had 2. The final score was 6-2. The Canadiens didn't just win. They controlled the whole game. Caufield was one of the stars. He scored 2 goals. He moved fast, shot hard, and kept the Mammoth guessing. Another big name was Oliver Kapanen. He had 1 goal and 1 assist. Alex Newhook also got 1 goal and 1 assist. These 3 players made a huge impact. The Canadiens weren't just scoring. Their goalie was solid. Sam Montembeault stopped 25 shots. The Mammoth tried, but he shut the door. He made save after save, helping Montreal stay ahead. Montreal's record is now 10 wins, 3 losses, and 2 overtime losses. That's a strong start to the season. Fans are starting to believe this team could go far. Let's go back to how it happened. First period, Utah scored first. Montreal didn't panic. They stayed focused. Second period, Montreal got moving. They scored goals and took the lead. From that point, they didn't stop. Third period, Montreal scored 3 more goals. They took more shots than Utah, 12-8. They didn't just win the game, they finished it strong. By the end, Montreal had scored 5 goals in a row. Utah couldn't catch up. A report from Sportsnet said, Caufield scored a pair of goals, and Oliver Kapanen and Alex Newhook supplied a goal and an assist each. Another source, the Hockey Writers, wrote, Caufield and Canadiens jumped on Mammoth mistakes in 6-2 win. Utah made errors. Montreal saw chances, and they took them. Let's look at the key stats. Final score, Canadiens 6, Mammoth 2. Sam Montembeault, 25 saves. Caufield, 2 goals. Montreal shots in third period, 12. Utah goals in third period, 0. In the third period, Montreal locked it down. They scored more. They let in none. That's how games get won. The crowd at the Bell Center was loud. After each goal, the cheers got bigger. After goal number 6, fans were already celebrating. They knew it was over. But this game wasn't just about one night. It showed something bigger. The Canadiens looked deep. They had scorers, helpers, and a goalie who played strong. They played like a team. Their next game comes after 2 days off. They'll play the Los Angeles Kings. That's another big test. But after this win, they'll feel ready. One article from Habs Eyes on the Prize noted, after the game against Utah, they get 2 days off before hosting the Los Angeles Kings. That break will help them rest and get ready to keep winning. This win could be a turning point. The Canadiens didn't just win, they dominated. They showed what happens when everything clicks. And if they keep playing like this, more teams might get crushed just like Utah did. 3 years ago, the Montreal Canadiens were the worst team in hockey, dead last.
Matt, fans are left with hope for next season.
Yeah, of course, Maya. As difficult as this loss is, this elimination is for Habs fans, there is a lot to look forward to, and that's because the Montreal Canadiens are considered to be a young team in the NHL.
Trying to swoop in front, plays it in front of the net. Nick Waugh scores! Waugh has scored in overtime, and this series is tied.
Back to Matheson. Pedersen knocked him down. Just going to get away with it, too. Pedersen attacking from the side. He scores! Oh, man. No.
A complete embarrassment. Today, they're one of the most exciting teams in the NHL.
Frankie, you cover this team very closely on TSN's regional broadcasts. From what you've seen, what's the #1 reason for this team's incredible start?
How did this happen? One man, Kent Hughes. And he had never been a GM before in his life. This is the story of how one man with zero experience outsmarted the entire NHL and saved hockey's most famous team. Let's go back to 2022. The Montreal Canadiens were a disaster. They had just lost more games than any team in the league. Their best players were old or injured. The fans were angry. The future looked dark. The team needed a hero, but who could save them?
The Montreal Canadiens have found their new general manager, naming Kent Hughes.
The Canadiens made a shocking choice. They hired Kent Hughes, a guy who had never been a general manager before, never worked in an NHL front office. He was just a player agent. People laughed. Sports writers said it was a mistake. Fans were worried. How could someone with no experience fix this broken team? But Kent Hughes had a plan, and it was brilliant. He knew something other teams didn't understand. You don't fix a bad team by trading for expensive stars. You fix it by being smarter than everyone else, by finding hidden gems, by making trades that seem small but change everything. Hughes got to work immediately. While other teams were panicking and making bad trades, he stayed calm. He made a promise to the fans. Trust the process. We're going to build something special. Most people didn't believe him, but Hughes didn't care. He had seen something in the draft that nobody else noticed. He had found players that other teams had ignored, and he was about to prove everyone wrong. This is where Kent Hughes became a legend. First, the draft genius.
So there's a little bit of a synergy there at that pick.
De l'équipe nationale des États-Unis from the NTDP program, as he walks Lane Hudson.
Oh, Lane Hudson. This was one of those guys that we didn't know how high he would go just based on his size. Well, sky's the limit for this youngster.
In 2022, Hughes picked Lane Hudson in the second round. Everyone said Hudson was too small to play in the NHL. He'll get crushed, they said. Today, Hudson is one of the best young defensemen in hockey. He just signed a big contract. Hughes found a star where others saw nothing. But that was just the beginning. Hughes drafted Ivan Demidov, a Russian superstar. Experts call him a generational talent, the kind of player you build a championship team around, and Hughes got him. Then came the trades.
A big signing in the NHL has a Maritimer on the move. Summerside's Noah Dobson has a new team and a lucrative new contract. The Montreal Canadiens have acquired Dobson from the New York Islanders.
Hughes traded for Noah Dobson, an elite defenseman. This move shocked everyone. Dobson instantly became the team's best defender. He plays the most minutes. He runs the power play. He's exactly what the Canadiens needed. The Cole Caufield contract.
Cole Caufield had an opportunity to sign an 8-year deal.
Wow.
And he took it. Yeah, he is going to stay with Les Habitants, the Montreal Canadiens. No surprise here for the guy.
Remember Cole Caufield, the small goal scorer everyone doubted? Hughes believed in him. He signed Caufield to a team-friendly deal before his price went up. Now Caufield is breaking franchise record. He just scored 9 goals in 11 games. He's the face of the new Canadian. That contract already looks like a steal. The culture changed. Hughes didn't just collect good players. He changed how the whole team thinks. He hired young scouts who understand modern hockey. He brought in coaches who develop young talent. He created a system where players want to stay and grow. While other teams were buying old, expensive players, Hughes was building a young, fast, exciting team. Now look at the Montreal Canadiens today. Even Demidov is dominating. The Russian rookie is making the power play dangerous again. The fans are excited again. The Bell Center is loud and electric, sold out every night. The Canadiens are fun to watch. Kids want their jerseys again. And Kent Hughes, the man everyone doubted, he just got a 5-year contract extension. The team basically said, "We trust you completely. Keep doing exactly what you're doing." The doubters are silent now. The critics were wrong. Hughes didn't just save the Canadiens. He made them cool again. He made them winners again. So what's next for Kent Hughes and the Canadiens? This team is just getting started, and that's the scary part for other teams. Ivan Demidov is still developing. He's only played a handful of games. Imagine how good he'll be in 2 years, in 5 years. He could become one of the best players in the entire NHL. Lane Hudson is getting better every game. He's learning. He's growing. Soon he'll be an elite #1 defense. The kind teams build around. More young talent is arriving soon. Other prospects are close to ready. The pipeline is full. The future is bright. Hughes proved something important. You don't need 10 years to rebuild. You just need to be smarter than everyone else. You need a plan. You need patience. You need vision. The Montreal Canadiens were dead 3 years ago. Everyone had given up. Now they're alive, exciting, relevant again. And it all happened because one man saw what nobody else could see. One man had the courage to do things differently. Kent Hughes changed change the Canadiens forever. And the best part, he's not done yet. The championship parade is coming. It's just a matter of time.
If you're a Habs fan, then rookie Ivan Demidov needs no introduction. The Montreal Canadiens announced the signing of the 19-year-old Russian forward to the utter jubilation of fans.
The 19-year-old Russian player's flight was the most tracked in the world.
Something shocking is happening in Montreal. 19-year-old Ivan Demidov is racing past every other rookie in the league. His early performance has already pushed him to the top of the Calder Trophy watch list. Analysts call his rise remarkable. The data says it's real. This is the crazy reason why Ivan Demidov might win the Calder Trophy. 3 times in NHL history, a team has won the Calder Trophy in consecutive seasons. The last occurrence happened in 1968 when the Boston Bruins accomplished this feat. The Montreal Canadiens now sit in position to become the 4th franchise to achieve this milestone. Lane Hutson won the award in 2025. Ivan Demidov leads all rookies in scoring through October 2025.
Folks, we have a Calder Trophy race. Ivan Demidov is right back in it. 9 points in 10 games to start the season.
Ivan Demidov has 9 points through his first 10 NHL games in the 2025-26 season. He has scored 2 goals and recorded 7 assists. This places him first among all rookies in scoring. Demidov became the first Canadiens rookie to score 9 points in his first 10 games since Stephen Lebeau in 1989-1990. On October 25, 2025, Demidov recorded his first 3-point game in the NHL. He scored 1 goal and added 2 assists in a 4-3 victory over the Vancouver Canucks. Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki commented on Demidov's play. "He's a great player on the power play," Suzuki said. "His poise and vision, he's always finding play, finding seams. He's got a good shot, and he's probably run every single power play he's ever been on, so he's got a lot of reps on those." Head coach Martin St. Louis moved Demidov to the first power play unit before the game against Vancouver. St. Louis explained his decision. "I've known all along that Demi can play on the first power play," St. Louis said. "I got to a certain point with Demi where I felt like he had showed me that he's willing to play on the other side of the game, the defensive game, and he's bought in, and he's actually very attentive and trying to keep getting better." The Canadiens' power play statistics improved after adding Demidov to the first unit. Without Demidov on the first power play unit, Montreal averaged 93 shots per 60 minutes. With Demidov, the team produces 125 shots per 60 minutes. This represents a 34% increase in shot production. High danger scoring chances also increase. Without Demidov, the Canadiens generated 22 high danger shots per 60 minutes on the power play. With Demidov, they produce 36 high quality chances per 60 minutes. This equals a 63% increase in dangerous scoring opportunity. Demidov currently plays 13 minutes and 47 seconds per game on average. He skates on a line with Alex Newhook and Oliver Kapanen at 5-on-5. NHL conducted a preseason poll for the 2025-26 Calder Trophy race. 15 voters participated in the poll. Demidov received 74 voting points. He earned 14 first-place votes. Matthew Schaefer of the New York Islanders finished second with 39 points. Jimmy Snuggerud of the St. Louis Blues placed third with 19 points. During the 2024 NHL Scouting Combine, Demidov answered a question about which player he most resembled. "I think it's a combination of Kirill Kaprizov and Jack Hughes," Demidov told Montreal Canadiens manager. Matthew Schaefer was selected first overall by the New York Islanders in the 2025 NHL Draft. He turned 18 years old on September 5, 2025. He became the youngest defenseman in NHL history to score a game-winning goal at 18 years and 46 days old. He extended his career-opening point streak to 6 games. Schaefer recorded his first multi-point game during this stretch. Jimmy Snuggerud was selected 23rd overall by the St. Louis Blues in the 2022 NHL Draft. He scored 51 points in 40 games during his final season at the University of Minnesota. He recorded 4 points in 7 regular season games for the Blues at the end of the 2024-2025 season. He added 4 points in 7 playoff games. Demidov averages 2.7 shot attempts per game and 0.9 shots on goal per game through the first 10 games of the season. He maintains a +3 rating. Demidov uses a wide skating stance referred to as 10-2 positioning. This technique allows him to move east-west across the ice with speed. Elite Prospects 2024 NHL Draft Guide described Demidov's skill set. The guide stated, stated, every move serves a purpose, whether improving the quality of his look as a shooter or creating openings in the defense that he can exploit as a distributor. Dan Milstein serves as Demidov's agent through Gold Star Hockey. Milstein discussed Demidov's mental approach to the season. He deleted all social media from his phone and completely disconnected from the media, Milstein said. Ivan focuses only on hockey and family. His personal stats don't really matter to him. The Montreal Canadiens hold an 8-3-0 record through October 28, 2025. They sit in first place in the Atlantic Division. Nick Suzuki has 13 points during a 9-game point streak. This represents the longest point streak in the NHL for the 2025-26 season. The Canadiens have 3 third-period comeback wins this season. This total leads the NHL. Montreal went 2 for 3 on the power play in their victory over Vancouver on October 25, 2025. The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Calder Trophy 10 times. This represents the most wins by any franchise. The Chicago Blackhawks rank second with 9 Calder Trophy winners. 10 defensemen have won the Calder Trophy since 1980.
Demidov avoided the check. Demidov. Look out, gave it away right on the tape of Pinto. And I think a cross-checking call behind the play.
I think it's going to be a slash.
A slash, sorry. It's going against Ottawa, and Nick Cousins can't believe it. And he'll go for 2 or less.
This has been a parade to the box for Nick Cousins, unfortunately. He's going to take a little slash of Demidov into the hand here. So here's the turnover right here in the middle of the ice. And then there's a chop right on the wrist of Demidov.
A rookie star's night ended in pain. Ivan Demidov, slashed down by Nick Cousins, left the ice holding his wrist. The hit didn't just stop the play, it started something bigger. Nick Cousins delivered a 2-handed slash right across Demidov's wrist. The Canadiens rookie tried to skate off, but the pain forced him out. He was removed from the game. Before the hit, Demidov was having a strong night. He had already collected 2 assists in the game. He pushed the play against Ottawa's defense and kept creating scoring chances. His skating and passing showed why fans are so excited about him. But after the slash, his night ended early. Head coach Martin St. Louis was asked for an update right after the game. He said, "Not right now. He's still being evaluated, so not right now." That was the official word from the Canadiens bench. The team called the move by Cousins unnecessary. St. Louis added, "There's no need for that. It's an exhibition game. I don't think there's any need for that in the game." Nick Cousins delivered the chop late in the game. This was after a string of rough moments between the two teams. Reports suggest Cousins may have been retaliating after Arbor Shekaj of Montreal had been ejected earlier. Fans were quick to react. Online, they described the slash as cowardly. Analysts said the Department of Player Safety is likely to review the play. That means Cousins could face discipline before the regular season begins. Ivan Demidov's health became the biggest focus of the night. Reports later confirmed he avoided serious injury. Elliot Friedman shared on X, "Don't believe there's any long-term injury concern for Demidov after the slash he took last night." This was seen as good news for Montreal, especially with the season opener scheduled for October 8th against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Canadiens have already decided to be cautious. Demidov may sit out the next preseason game. This is to give him time to rest and recover. Alexandre Carrier also stated that none of the Canadiens players had serious injuries coming out of the game. That includes Demidov. Even with the incident, the Canadiens won the game 5-0. The score was one-sided, but the conversation after the final horn centered only on Demidov's injury. Before leaving, Demidov had shown the skill that made him a top draft pick. He helped set up goals. He pressured defenders. He drew coverage every time he carried the puck. His play stood out until the slash ended his night. The Canadiens organization is now focused on 2 things: his health and the league's decision on Cousins. The NHL has not yet released an official statement, but based on past cases, a review by the Department of Player Safety could come within days. The slash happened as Montreal and Ottawa played in Quebec City. The game drew attention because of the rising rivalry between the two clubs. This preseason meeting continued that trend. Demidov's injury scare raises larger questions for the league about how much physical play is allowed in preseason games. Martin St. Louis made his position clear. He stated again that there was no need for that type of slash in an exhibition setting. His words echoed through the post-game press conference. The Canadiens are expected to update Demidov's status as soon as team doctors finish their checks. For now, the official word is precaution. They do not want to risk a setback for one of their most important young players. The Canadiens, despite the slash, showed strength in the rest of the game. They scored 5 unanswered goals. The situation will now move into league offices. The NHL will study the slash and determine if Cousins faces a fine or suspension. The video review will play a role in that outcome. If discipline comes comes, it will likely be announced before the Senators' next preseason game. For Montreal, all eyes remain on Demidov. His arrival in the NHL has been highly anticipated. He has been labeled as one of the top prospects of his draft class. In his short time with the Canadiens, he has already impressed fans and coaches. That is why the Slash drew so much